Let's have a closer look at the new Praga Bohema. It's an extreme track-focused road car with interesting technical features. First of all, the Praga looks like the Valkyrie's little brother. But it only weighs 982 kg, so it's almost 500 kg lighter than the believed weight of the Valkyrie. The Praga is powered by the Nissan GT-R 3.8-liter V6 biturbo engine, which produces 700 horsepower here, but could be turned up to 1000 horsepower. And that is the first big difference to the Valkyrie. The Nissan GT-R engine is not designed to be a stressed member and hence needs a separate frame. Because of this engine mounting, there are less vibrations going into the car's structure, but it makes the car a bit wider and heavier. But even with that, the Praga looks very slim around the center and is still pretty light. The next difference is that the Praga needs intercoolers. For the Valkyrie, they decided against the V6 turbo engine to save the additional air intakes and complexity. Now the Bohema has intercoolers, but apart from the side pods, we cannot really see large intakes. And if we take a closer look inside these intakes, we see water radiators. So maybe they changed to water-to-air intercoolers. We cannot really say at the moment because there are no pictures of the engine bay yet. Another big difference of the Valkyrie is the fat nose at the front, that Praga hides pretty well because it's dark. The Bohema has one large piece front wing with no flaps. We can see pushrod suspension all around and brake ducts. Very similar to the Valkyrie is the narrow cockpit and the front wheel covers that push the front wheel wake outboard and squeeze it from the outside to reduce its size. On the inside of the front wheel they keep an open area for better front wing extraction and guide a huge amount of air around the cockpit. In that position sit the side pods with large intakes but still relatively small for a turbocharged car. At the prototype we couldn't see louvres, but it looked like they needed to increase cooling, so the latest version releases some extra air behind the radiator, which costs a bit of performance, but decent cooling is important. The air is then guided on the inner side of the rear wheels to a double diffuser. Unfortunately, the reflectors are integrated in the diffuser surface, which creates a separation line, and avoids flow from being pulled higher, hence could generate more downforce. They work with little to no side expansion, and it's impressive again to not see cooling outlets here. The space in front of the rear wheels, which is used for intercoolers on the Ford GT, another mid-engined V6 turbo car, is used here for luggage. Interesting is that we don't see here windscreen wipers. On top of the cockpit is a small roof scoop which is raised to avoid boundary layer. And behind it we can see the exhaust system under a mesh that provides a good cooling exit. The door handles separate the flow at the sides and there won't be much usable air for the intakes behind it. The floor is another huge difference to the Valkyrie. While the Aston Martin uses as much airflow as possible underneath the car to generate more downforce, the Praga uses a flat underbody like we know it from other motorsport categories, with a raised leading edge to get more air underneath. If we go back to the rear, it's impressive to see that they use a large diffuser with slots at the sides and lots of clean air coming through the gap above. Because this is not just an outlet from the engine bay like on other cars, this here is clean flow from the front. So it's pretty powerful. This flow helps to drive the diffuser harder. The surface above acts like a beam wing and also contributes to upwash and hence downforce. If we take a closer look, we can see a possible engine bay outlet on top, which is a good idea, because it keeps the suction side clean and low energy air can be extracted between rear wing and beam wing. The rear wing itself is only mounted at the sides, which gives you the cleanest possible surface. The only unfortunate thing is that the third brake light is integrated at the suction side. The rear wing has an optional flap for additional downforce. So, all in all, the Bohema is an impressive example of good design and working aerodynamics, and with its proven engine it will be a serious track weapon. The downforce level sits between McLaren P1 and Valkyrie, but we have to remember the much lower weight of the Praga. The only question mark is behind the cooling in hot conditions, and also if there is an air conditioning system for the interior, since this is a road car. Check out my video series about the Aston Martin Valkyrie project and consider to become a B-Sport Club member for more videos like this. See you at the next video.